ब्रह्मांड छत्रदंडः शतधृति भवनां भूरुहो नालदंडः क्षोणी नौकूपदंडः क्षरदमरसरित् पट्टिका केतुदंडः ज्योतिश्चक्राक्षदंडस्त्रिभुवन विजयस्तंभदंडोंग्रिदंडः श्रेयस्त्रैविक्रमस्ते वितरतु विबुधद्वेषिणां कालदंडः. One minute. So we are in this paragraph. No. Devyaha Simantotsavam Vyadhatta. That was also done. And then one spy comes in. Yatihi. Right? We finished this.
This is also done.
Done.
We finished.
Okay.
I think next one is also done. Yeah.
Sahasa Durga Samshrayah. This is where we stopped. We have two more paragraphs. Okay. So I'll just go over the last 2-3 sentences so it's easier. तद आलोच्य निश्चित तत्कृत्यैः अमात्यैः राजा विज्ञापितः अभूत् देव निरुपायेन दैवसहायेन योद्धुम् अरातिः आयाति तस्मात् अस्माकं युद्धं साम्प्रतम् असाम्प्रतम् सहसा दुर्गसंश्रयः कार्यः इति. So Manasara, he has gotten a weapon from Ishvara, which is a one-time use only, and so he thinks of himself as someone who cannot be defeated, and he is getting ready to attack Magadheśvara, Rajasahamsa. So the ministers are all consulting and they tell Manasara that this is not the time to go and fight, but you have to take refuge in a fort. तैहि बहुधा विज्ञापितः अपि अतोपि अखर्वेण गर्वेण विराजमानः राजा तद्वाक्यम् अकृत्यम् इति अनादृत्य प्रतियोद्धुमनाः बभूव. Sometimes, this buddhi, no matter what, it doesn't listen to any counsel, right? Karma plays a role there. So, taihi bahudha vijñāpitaha api. Even though he was informed by them in many ways, bahudha bahuprakarena vijñāpitaha. Saha Manasara, Rajahamsaha, Magadheśvaraha. Ataha api akharvena garvena. Ataha api. Even before, with a garva that is not less than before. Ataha api is Purvasmad api, you can take it in that manner. So, ataha api or asmad api, manasarad api, akharvena garvena. He had a garva. Actually, that ataha api is not even there in the text. Very good. So, which means we can remove that. I was just thinking, this doesn't even make sense. So, I will just remove this. We don't need that. Taihi bahudha vijñāpitaha api akharvena garvena. Kharva is hrasva or small. Akharva adhikaha. So with an arrogance which is adhikam, which is a lot, with extreme arrogance, virajamanaha raja. The king with the virajamana is shining with a lot of arrogance. Raja tadvakyam akrityam iti anadritya. Tadvakyam, amatya vakyam, the words that the ministers had said, amatyanam vakyam tu, it is akrityam, it is not something that has to be done by me. Iti anadritya, he does not even, he does not think that counsel as worthy. So he just pushes it away, does not give it that honor that it deserves. Pratiyodhumanaha babhuva. His mind was he was determined to pratiyodhum. He was determined to fight against him. Okay.
Ayogyam iti va?
Yeah, I was also wanted to ask you that only. Kartum yogyam is krityam. Kartum ayogyam.
Yes.
Like that.
Akrityam, that which should not be performed now. It is not fit to be performed. Kartum anarham. So this is not something that I need to do now. Iti. Okay. Yodhumanaha babhuva. Correct? Tadvakyam akrityam ananushteyam iti tiraskritya. Okay. Shitikantha datta shakti saraha manasaraha yodhumanasam agribhuya samagri sametaha aklesham magadadesham pravivesha. Manasara, who had that Shakti Ayudham that Parameshwara had given, Shitikantha, Shiti here, is a Neelakantha Shivaha. Shiti Mayurakantha. So Mayura iva tasya Neelakantha asti. So Shiti Kantha is the name, is another Paryayavachi for Shiva here. So Shiti Kantha Datta Shakti Saraha. He had a strength, Saraha, Balam. He had a Balam which came from the Shakti, came from the power that was given, or from the Ayudham that was given by Parameshwara. Tadrishaha Manasaraha Yodhu Manasam Agri Bhuya, standing in front of all of those who wanted to fight. So even the people in the Sena would want to fight here, right? So he became the foremost of, he became the leader of all the warriors who wanted to fight. Okay. Samagri Sametaha, equipped with all the necessary Samagri, necessary items, which is Yuddhaya Yadyad Avashyakam Tattat Sarvam Swikritya, or Taisaha, the Aklesham, without any difficulty. This is a Kriya Visheshana. Without any difficulty, he just entered Magadha. There was no problem, there was nobody to confront him here. Tad ākarnya mantrinaha bhū mahendram magadhendram kathanchit anuneya ripubhihi asadhye vindhyatavi madhye avarodhana mūlabala rakshitana niveshayamasa. See, this is where even before, right when the Yati came and explained to him, he was getting ready, and by the time he was getting ready and trying to defend his fort, Malavaraja entered into Magadha Desha easily. There was nobody to stop him. So, which means the border troops were all not effective here. So, Tad Ākarnya, hearing that this Manasara had entered into Magadha Desha, Mantrinaha, all the Amatya, all the ministers, Bhu Mahendram Magadhendram Katanchit Anuneya. Anuneya, they somehow placated him. You know, they tried to tell him that this is what you have to do. So please place all your the women of the palace in a safe keeping place in Vindhyatavi. So the ministers pressed on Magadha Desha Raja Kathanchit. Somehow they made him accept this. Anuneya. Ripubihi asadhye Vindhyatavi madhye. In the Niveshayamasuhu, they ensured that the Avarodha Jana, the people in the Avarodha or the harem, the women folk of the palace, they completely vacated that place and they placed them in a place that was asadhyam, that was not possible to enter by the enemies. It was difficult for the enemies to enter. Ripubihi asadhye Vindhyatavi madhye, in the midst of Vindhya forest, Avarodhana niveshayamasuhu, they placed the Avarodha, the women of the palace, maybe women and children of the palace. The woman, the wife is still probably pregnant here, right? So they placed all of them in the forest, and only the Mūlabala Rakshitana Kritva. Avarodhan, the adjective for Avarodha Jana is Mūlabala Rakshita. Those who were protected, and they were protected by the royal guards. So Mūlabala is usually the core warriors who actually protect the king and the descendants of the king. Royal guards, Madri. They are the core people.
So even after the veto was done by the Raja, the Mantri still convinced him to change.
That is because he has already come into the Desha for war. He had already started the war and he had entered Magadha Desham. So the first thing was to protect your women folk and the children, because they are the next Santati. So you have to protect them, and they are also innocent people. You don't want them to be casualties in this war. So they sent all of them away to Vindhyatavi, where it was not possible for the enemies to come in at all, in a secret place, obviously, and protected by just the royal guards. Okay. Rajahamsastu Prashasta Vita Dainya Sainya Sametaha Tivragatya Nirgatya Adhikarusham Dvisham Rurodha Rajahamsa Nirgatya, he came out, Tripragatya, with a speed, with an extreme speed, force, Prashasta Vita Dainya Sainya Sametaha. Sametaha along with a Sainya, an army, which was Dainyam, that is, which was very limited amount of army. So he marched out with a limited amount of army, Prashasta Vita Dainyaha.
Vita means gone, right?
Ama.
So Dainya Vita means merciless. Yeah?
Dainya is not mercy. Dainyam na pitiable na artham. So which means korachala irukra. Alpa sainyam ityarthaha. Okay.
Precious the Vita. There's no precious.
Vita Dainya, maybe
Vita
Dainyam. Oh, Vita Raga. So Vita Dainyam garche, one who was not pitiable. Those who did not have, they were more dhairya yuktaha asan iti. So Prashastaha, Prasiddha Sainyam and Vita Dainyam Sainyam. So Prashastaihi, Vita Dainyaihi, Sainyaihi Sametaha Rajahamsaha. He was with an army that was without any இது தயாரஹிதஹாவா அது கிருபாரஹிதம் விட அது நன்னா இல்ல அது சரியா இல்ல அதனால தான் நான் அதை அப்படியே யோசிச்சேன் கிருபாரஹிதம் விட பயரஹிதம் போடுறது பெட்டர் இந்த இடத்துல ஏன்னா தைன்யம் கேன் ஆல்சோ மீன் பயம் இல்லையா இது நான் வந்து I taught this 4 years back. I haven't even checked this. கொஞ்சம் சேஞ்ச் ஆகும்ல மைண்ட் நமக்கு. You will also interpret it in a different manner, no? I don't feel kripa idu kotti varala because we are looking at the heroes army here. We don't want them to be merciless. So better is, even though they are alpa sainyam, still they were more brave than the others. Appadi fearless arda. Adu prashasta can mean sreshtha. So they are uttamaha or utkata, the extreme and extremely brave, fearless people. With those warriors, surrounded by those warriors, Rajahamsa Tivragatya Nirgatya came out with a speed and Rurodha, Adhika Rusham Dvisham Rurodha, he stopped the enemy who was extremely angry. परस्परबद्धवैरयोः एतयोः तदा तदालोकनकुतूहल आगत गगनचर आश्चर्यकारणे रणे वर्तमाने जय आकांक्षी मालवदेशरक्षी विविधायुधस्थैर्यचर्या अंचित समरतुलित अमरेश्वरस्य मगधेश्वरस्य तस्योपरि पुरारातिदत्तां गदां प्राहिणोत्. So जयाकांक्षी मालवदेशरक्षी. When this yuddham was happening between the two of them, paraspara baddha vairayoho etayoho rane vartamane sati. When the battle was happening between these two, etayoho, who had an enmity, paraspara baddha vairam, who had formed an enmity towards each other. In this battle, when that battle was happening, wherein in the battle which was
it was the cause of the Ashcharya of the Gadyakāvyas who had come to see with Kutuhalam that battle.
Which was the cause. Ranameva Karanamatra. I was trying to figure out where that fit. Okay. So Gaganacharanam Ascharya Karana Ranam. So the battle which was the cause for Ascharya, for the Gaganachara. Munnadiye they told that the Apsarastris were all waiting for, the new Vallabha, Navya Vallabha, right? So all of them are assembled there. Out of curiosity, they have come here to look at it. So Tad Alokana would mean Rana Alokana Kotuhalat Agataha Gaganacharaha. Tesham Ascharya Karanam Ranam. So Rane Vartamane Sati. When this battle was happening, Jayakankshi Malavadesha Rakshi, the protector of Malavadesha, who wants victory. Jaya Akankshi, who knew that he was expecting victory also. He was naturally, I have this gada, so I will be victorious. Ityeva tasya manasi bhavedeva. Khalu? So Jaya Akankshi Mālavadesha Rakshi Gadam Prahinot Tasya Upari. On top of, he threw his gada, his mace, towards Magadha Raja, towards the Magadha Raja, Magadheśvarasya, who was, this a big thing is actually an adjective to Magadheśvara. Samara Tulita Amareshvara. He was equal to Amareshvara, equal to Indra in the battle, which was Anchita, which was marked by his actions of stairyam, his actions of steadfast, or how to say, because he has fought in many battles. He is a seasoned warrior, right? So Vividha Ayudha Stairya Charya Anchita Samara Tulita Amareshvaraha. So he was equal to Amareshvara, equal to Indra in many battles, Samara, which was marked Anchitam, which was marked by his charya, his actions of using ayudham, vividha ayudha stairyam, with a stairyam. So vividha ayudhanam stairyasya charyava. Or steady use of different kinds of weapons, because he is used to using all of those weapons.
Stairya charyaya anchita.
Stairyena stirataya ya charya anchitaha. Okay. Tadrishaha samaraha. Stairyena anchitaha samaraha. Okay. So, Stairyena charyanchitaha samaraha. The samara, the battle which was marked by the actions that were steady in using all the different weapons. Okay. Tasya upari, tasya Magadheśvarasya upari, purarati dattam gadam prahinot. He used the gada that was given by Tripura Shatru, which is Shiva. Shiva dattam, pura Shivayana dattam gadam prahinot. So the weapon that was given by Shiva long time or before. He had prayed to Shiva and got that weapon. Nishita Shara Nikara Shakali Krita Api Sa Pashupati Shasanasya Avandhyataya Sutam Nihatya Rathastam Rajanam Murchitam Akarashit. It cannot fail, right? It has to meet a target. The Magadheśvara was used to facing all different kinds of weapons in a very steady manner. He was not Yuddhamana Varrache, he didn't care whether it was Shivena Dattava Nava Iti Tasya Manasi Bhayamna Asit, because he has faced many kinds of battles in this manner. So Nishita Shara Nikara Shakali Krita Api Sa Gada, that weapon which was Shakali Krita, which was made into pieces by the sharp arrows that were used by him. So Nishita, Shara, Nikara, by the groups of arrows which were very sharp. Nishita. Nishita is Tikshna. You, why? Okay. I know why. I have not. Nishita is sharp. By the sharp arrows, the gada was Shakalikrita. It was completely splintered, sort of, it was made into pieces. Pashupati Shasanasya Avandhyataya. Because of the fact that the order or the grace, kripa, the prasadam of Shiva cannot go fruitless. Avandhyam. Vandhyam is usually without any fruit, and Avandhyam is fruitful, successful. Because of the successful nature of Pashupati's, Shiva's Shasanam, you can say order, Sutam Nihatya, it killed the charioteer. So it is a one-time use. So the charioteer was killed, and it only made the Raja faint. Rajanam Murchitam Akarshit. Tataha Vita Pragrahaha Akshata Vigrahaha Vahaha Ratham Adaya. The horses which were Vita Pragrahaha. The Pragraham or the reins were completely gone. That is, there was nobody to wield the reins and control the horses. So Vita Pragrahaha Vahaha. Akshata Vigrahaha. The horses were not wounded at all. Their Vigraha here is Shariram. So their body was not completely not destroyed. So which means they were not wounded. Tadrisha Vahaha Ashvaha Ratham Adaya, taking the pulling the chariot along. Daivagatya, by fate, Antahpura Sharanyam Maharanyam Pravishan. The horses entered into the great forest wherein the Antahpuram had taken refuge. The forest which was the Sharanya, which was the refuge place of the Antahpuram. These horses entered. So Vahaha Pravishan. Malavanathaha. Now this Malavaraja, Manasara, Jayalakshmi Sanathaha, along with the victory, Jayalakshmi, right? The wealth of victory. Magadha Rajyam Prajyam Samakramya. Samakramya, he completely annexed the entire kingdom, Prajyam, entire kingdom of Magadha Raja. Prajyam is Prabhutam Rajyam. Yeah. Prajyam na Prabhutam Prachuram na artham nanekra. Vishalam ityapi artha. Okay. The great kingdom of Magadha Raja was completely, Magadha was completely Samakramya. He annexed it and Pushpapuram Adhyatishtat. He ruled Pushpapura. Adhitishtati, he ruled from that city. Okay, and so that is the only thing that is given. Now, in the forest, after this, the queen will give birth to a child, and there will be a core set of ministers who were advising him. Each of those ministers and some of the businessmen who also came and took refuge, each one of them will have a child also, and so there were 10 princes or 10 Kumaraha, Daśakumārāha eva. Not princes, but 10 kids, right? Noble people, noble men. They grow up and how each one has a story. Okay, that forms the rest of Daśakumāracaritam here.
So this Ekaviraratigni, that Gada, is it a astram or is it a normal shastram? Because then this this Raja was not very good at aiming, even though he has won many wars. Did he not?
No. He did not win any wars. Manasara did not win any wars. He threw the Gada.
He got the Gada and he still didn't use it properly. Why?
No, he didn't use it. The Magadha Raja was more capable of, defending himself and deflecting the Gada to hit the Suta.
Gada anna kaila vechinde Duryodhana Bhima mari yuddham illa. Idu vandu Gada veesala.
I know. So this one he threw, but that means that his aim was not good enough or strong enough.
Not necessary. The Magadheśvara can be a stronger opponent, no?
Tulita Amareshwarasya is that's what
see? He is our hero, so he has to be victorious here.
Aim was perfect. Defense was also good.
Correct.
And it means that it is not a astram, it's just a shastram. Because if it was astram,
depending on how you use it. Katti kuda veesla illaya katti sanda kuda podu.
So idu vandu Bhagavan kudutadungaradhunala இது just ஒரு one time use. After that it will become a normal weapon until it has that Shakti in it for the one time use probably, and then it is gone. That's all. There is no Shakti to it. It is endowed with that Shakti. It doesn't say nothing of that sort is revealed in this story. You can assume and write a tika for this, tika for this.